The worst time to drink your first cup of coffee is within 30 minutes of waking up. By doing so, you are effectively scheduling an energy crash for 2 p.m. What if I told you that the reason you're tired at 3 p.m. has nothing to do with your sleep quality, and everything to do with a single enzyme you triggered at 8 a.m.? This isn't about quitting caffeine. This is about timing it. When you drink coffee the moment you wake up, you're not starting your biological engine. You're actually stalling your natural self-cleaning mechanism. The result? By 10 a.m., you're already in metabolic debt. You reach for another cup, creating a cycle of diminishing returns. And by afternoon, no amount of caffeine can save your focus. To understand why this happens, we need to look at two molecular players in your brain, cortisol and adenosine. When you wake up, your body initiates what scientists call the cortisol awakening response. Within 30 to 45 minutes of opening your eyes, your endocrine system triggers a natural spike in cortisol, your body's primary alertness hormone. This isn't the stress cortisol you've heard about. This is the biological alarm clock that transitions you from sleep to wakefulness. Think of cortisol as your brain's natural wake-up signal, increasing blood pressure and sharpening focus without any external stimulant. But here's the conflict. Caffeine also triggers alertness. When you consume caffeine while your cortisol is peaking, you're essentially doubling up on wakefulness signals. Your adrenal glands detect this and begin to downregulate their own cortisol production. Over time, your body becomes dependent on caffeine just to reach baseline alertness. Now the second player, adenosine. Adenosine is a neurotransmitter that builds up in your brain throughout the day, creating what scientists call sleep pressure. The longer you stay awake, the more adenosine accumulates, until your body signals it's time to rest. During sleep, adenosine levels drop dramatically. But here's the catch. When you first wake up, there's still residual adenosine lingering in your system, what researchers call adenosine mist. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine receptors. It doesn't create energy. It simply mutes the fatigue signal. If you consume caffeine before this residual adenosine has cleared naturally, the caffeine just masks the tiredness rather than enhancing alertness. And when the caffeine wears off around 10:30 a.m., that stale adenosine hits all at once. This is the morning crash. So how do you clear this sleep pressure without the crash? The answer lies in a biological window that opens exactly 90 minutes after you wake up. This is where the protocol gets precise. The 90-minute rule works by letting your body's natural systems do their job first, before introducing caffeine as an amplifier. Step 1. Hydration first. Upon waking, your body is in a dehydrated state. Drink at least 500 milliliters of water, ideally with electrolytes or a pinch of pink Himalayan salt. This restores electrical balance in your cells and kickstarts your metabolism. Step 2. Light exposure. Within the first 10 minutes of waking, get 5 to 10 minutes of direct sunlight. This is the primary trigger for your cortisol awakening response. The photons from natural light hit your suprachiasmatic nucleus, your brain's master clock, and properly regulate your circadian rhythm. Step 3. Movement. Light movement. Whether it's a short walk, stretching, or even just standing, helps clear residual adenosine naturally. You're activating your nervous system through mechanical means, not chemical. Step 4. The 90-minute delay. Now, wait 90 to 120 minutes after waking before you consume caffeine. If you wake at 7 a.m., your first cup happens at 8:30 a.m. Here's what's happening in your body during this window. Your natural cortisol peaks around 30 to 45 minutes after waking, then begins to decline. Your residual adenosine clears through hydration, light, and movement. When caffeine enters your system at the 90-minute mark, it lands just as your cortisol is tapering off. This creates what researchers call a handoff effect. Your caffeine peak, which occurs about 45 minutes after consumption, extends your high focus window deep into the afternoon, rather than creating a sharp spike and crash. The visual timeline looks like this. Natural cortisol rises at 30 minutes, peaks at 45 minutes, and starts declining at 90 minutes. Caffeine enters at 90 minutes, peaks at 135 minutes, and sustains alertness for 4 to 6 hours without the rebound adenosine crash. Now, a critical disclaimer. This protocol fails if you are currently doing one specific thing wrong. If you absolutely must have coffee early, maybe you have an early meeting or workout, there is one compound that can buffer the jitter response: L-theanine. L-theanine is an amino acid found in green tea that promotes relaxation without sedation. Research shows that combining L-theanine with caffeine in a 2-to-1 ratio, 200 milligrams of L-theanine to 100 milligrams of caffeine, reduces jitteriness by blocking overstimulation while preserving alertness. A study published in Nutritional Neuroscience found that 97 milligrams of caffeine paired with 100 milligrams of L-theanine improved task switching accuracy and self-reported alertness, while reducing self-reported tiredness. Participants described the sensation as smooth energy rather than the jagged alertness from coffee alone. But even with L-theanine, the timing principle still applies. You're not eliminating the cortisol-caffeine overlap. You're just softening the side effects. For optimal metabolic health and sustained energy, the 90-minute delay remains the gold standard. One more thing. This isn't about avoiding caffeine forever. The data shows that the dopamine and focus benefits of caffeine are real. This is about strategic timing to maximize those benefits while minimizing dependence and crashes. Caffeine timing is the first biological lever you can pull for sustained energy. But a steady caffeine baseline is impossible if your sleep architecture is broken. If you want to see how to optimize your sleep to maximize the effects of this protocol, you need to understand the circadian dead zone, the 90-minute window before bed. That breakdown is in the next video.